We're already halfway through the year, so here are my favorite and least favorite albums from the last 3 months. One album that has gone criminally underrated is the album Lamb Spring by Lula Moon. This is a jazz rap and conscious hip hop album that is much more than that. It dives into politics, boom bap, some hardcore southern hip hop elements as well. But the big thing is that it involves a lot of furry elements to it. This is a furry artist and a transgender artist, I believe. So there's a lot of really cool influences coming into play. There is talks of mental health and trauma that get brought up quite a bit. There is a lot of different elements that are involved in this that make this one of the most unique hip-hop albums that you're going to listen to this year. Shout out to Outside Noise for recommending this to me, because I probably wouldn't have found it outside of that. But definitely the most under-the-radar album for me this year. I also believe the artist is transgender, or in the very least in the LGBTQ space. So there's a lot of gender politics and, coming to terms with a lot of different things and trying to fit in a place where they don't necessarily fit in. And I believe they end the album with a Marsha P. Johnson quote, which is really cool. I really love this. Give this album a shot, please. There weren't too many terrible albums that came out in Q2, or at least that I caught wind of, but this one definitely has to make the list. This is Habibti by Drake, in that trio of albums that he put out in May, along with Maid of Honor, as well as his biggest one, Iceman. They all kind of had different themes on them. This one is the R&B, or kind of slowed down out of the three. Iceman, I believe, was the more heavy rap album, responding to all the critics of the Kendrick beef, and Maid of Honor was the more dance-oriented one. I liked Iceman quite a bit more. I think Maid of Honor was okay, but not great. Habibti was just terrible. It's really, really hard to sit down and listen to. It's so slowed down. It is made to be put on in the background, and that's about it. There's really no other, aspect of it that really brings anyone back. The beats are super repetitive. Drake just sounds super lethargic and just kind of like not wanting to be there for a lot of it. I guess like nocturnal is another way to describe it. It's kind of meant to be put on at night, I guess, which is what, R&B is more or less made for. But like, there are so many way better R&B albums, a couple that are on my list that I just haven't covered. So just super disappointing, and just kind of felt like that third album that he needed to get out of his contract with. So far, 2026 has been the year of electronic music for me. Shout out to Nina Geraci's album from last year. Shout out to Fuckers, who I didn't cover in the last one, but their album O is really good. Shout out Underscores are getting a lot of coverage. But the one I want to talk about is Industrial Sunset Memories by Starjunk 95. This is a speed garage album is what it's called, but it covers a lot of that, like house music, that kind of dance floor drum and bass style. It's very fast electronic music. Not like it's going to set you on fire fast, but it is like built for the dance floor for me. It is something that I put on all the time at work when we need a little bit more energy, and it just works. Every song on here is a banger. It's like top 10 album of the year qualifying for me. It's really great. I almost feel a little bad on this one because it's not a huge artist, so I feel a little bit guilty, but it's just one of those albums where I gave it a shot and it just wasn't really for me. I believe it's Bill Murray, how they pronounce the actual artist name, like the actor. This album has a weird mix of alternative metal and alternative rock as like the main genres, but there are some like subgenres that get mixed in there as well, like country rock, and somehow like metalcore gets mixed in as well. It's just this weird kind of clunky mess for me that just did not mend well. Like orange juice and toothpaste, just some weird elements in there just kind of muddied it up for me. It just wasn't a fan. Shout out to all the music nerds for really giving this one the love it deserves. This is Volume 2 by Engine de Poitrine. They are a French-Canadian math rock band that really got a lot of attention for going on I want to say it was an Australian or some kind of radio performance where they were wearing these really silly outfits that they have on the cover of this album, and it just drew everyone in, like, what the hell is going on here? But it's a really cool album. It kind of has this weird math rock mix, but also has like this jam band style element to it. Kind of psychedelic, and it also has a lot more like folk elements to it. Like they influence a lot of krautrock, and it says Anatolian rock in there as well, which It felt very quirky, very regional, and I really loved it. It sounds like nothing else that I've tried this year, and you should give it a shot. I saw a lot of love for this album as well, and I gave it a shot. Just couldn't really get into it. Kind of has this pop punk sound that really has been just kind of dying for the last, 5-10 years. That never really was great to begin with. I mean, it's got an MGK feature on it as well. Even on this track, Erewhon, where he's like, they just don't understand my swag, man. They just don't get my swag. This is another band that needs the love. It deserves a lot more attention. This is the Hog Doctors, a band that is local to my scene, and I know some of the guys that actually worked on this album, but, outside of that, it is amazing. It's got this alt-rock, indie rock, almost like a pop-punk element to it as well. The energy is up all the way on every one of these songs. The songwriting and the hooks on this are to die for. It is really great. Probably top 15, top 20 album of the year for me. Definitely deserves more listeners. Give it a shot. Also, some more quick shout outs, recommendations. In This Body by Sparkle Mommy if you want your pop soul and jazz fusion. And I think just like under an hour, amazing album. Give it a shot. Newest Navy Blue album, Surrender, if you want your abstract hip hop or your conscious hip hop. Also some like drumless elements in there as well. Really good East Coast hip hop. Give it a shot as well. Finally, I give a shout out to the new Jalen Gonda album, Doctrine of Love. If you want your smooth soul, pop soul, just something to put on just like a beautiful day. This is elite hiking music as well. Give it a shot. Let me know what some of your favorite albums were from this year. If you want to see my video from the first 3 months of the year, that is on my page as well with some of my favorite albums that are album of the year material. Go check that out, and thanks.